There we go. Josh, have you moved back a seat too? Cool. Thank you. Sure, I got everybody. Okay. Alright, so hope you guys had a good break, whether you hit a deer or whatever happened to you, but I suppose we all had different things go on during break. Alright, so we are going to be preparing for the essay this week. We're not going to write the actual essay probably till next week, although we might do the introduction and conclusion paragraphs on Thursday. So today we're going to just do evidence collection. So first you're going to be we're going to be all focusing in Act 3, Scene 2. So the point of the essay is the same point as the brief write that we did. So the brief write was to find out which rhetorical strategy was effective in convincing people to do something, right? Whether it's Cassius or Decius, it was about which strategies were effective in persuading people. This time we're focusing on I say either, but Brutus and Antony, because you can use both of those characters. Because it's not about whether or not one was more persuasive than the other, it's about which strategies were most persuasive. So basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be picking 3 strategies to focus on. So it could be any of these ones up here. So ethos, pathos, logos, patriotism, scared tactics, rhetorical questions, anaphora. So again, any of those 3. And each one is going to get its own body paragraph where you're going to give a couple of examples of how they were used. So just like we did with the brief writes, we're going to start our evidence collection with a Padlet. So I'm going to go ahead and put it up there. But so again, you're going to find one quote, even though you're going to technically need more quotes later. You're just going to start off with the one in the Padlet, and you're going to include which rhetorical strategy you think is being used in that quote. So let me go to period 1 PM. So go ahead and scan this QR code. Again, either with a QR code reader or just your camera will work too. Yeah, there's no Wi-Fi. It's Sanger USB net. And then the login information will be the same as your Canvas stuff. So ID, and then first initial, last initial, first month, first day for your password. All right, should be on a black screen or black background. Good. And you can't get it from there? You can move in if you need to. First initial, last initial, first month, and first date. It's like I said, it's the same password as what you should be using for Canvas also. So it should be 6 characters long. Okay. All right, everybody, you got it scanned? We good? Aaron G, did you get it? Hey, Aaron, did you get it? Okay. All right, so like I said, all you're doing is looking for one quote for right now. Find a quote from Brutus or Antony where he's trying to persuade people around for that purpose. Brutus is trying to show. Brutus is trying to show why it was justified to kill Caesar, and Antony is trying to show why the conspirators were graders. Again, we're not arguing who had the better point. We're just arguing which of the strategies were the best used. Okay, so just find one quote from X3C2. In this week's module, just like all the modules that we've been doing, I have the book, the electronic version of the book is in there. So if you go to this week's module, you can find the link there and just start looking. So I'll give you guys about 10, 15 minutes to do that. Find a quote and then label which strategy. Make sure you put your name on there so you get credit for doing it too, okay? I gave you guys the wrong link. They gave you guys the wrong link. Does it say PM at the top of yours?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you just again don't look at just X out that one. You just focus on yours. Okay. Yeah, for your guys' citation though, again, quote goes like right here, and then in parentheses 3.2. Here, you don't have to tell me what page number. It's a little different than like books and novels and stuff since it's a play. Go ahead and scan that. You have a phone? Can you scan that on your phone? somebody is typing as anonymous, make sure you put your name in there, so that way I know who you are. So probably see Josh and Aaron are typing. And Pedro is typing too. still a couple of you who are still working on it. Let me go ahead and copy. Okay, so this is where the assignment is kind of leading us to. So you have one quote that you found, but again, remember, like I said, you're going to be doing 3 rhetorical strategies. So, and for each one, you're going to have 2 quotes. So I kind of gave you examples of combinations. Obviously, there's a lot of different combinations that you can do for your essay. Each one of these strategies will be its own body paragraph. We will be doing a counter argument paragraph, but again, don't worry about that. We'll talk about that next week and how we're going to fit it in. But scare tactic, ethos, pathos, anaphora, patriotism, pathos, ethos, patriotism, scare tactics. Again, you could do rhetorical questions, logos, patriotism. Although, honestly, there's not a ton of logos in this, in my opinion. I mean, you can argument. Some of them are like logical reasoning. I just think that would be the most difficult one to argue. So I would stick to the other ones as much as possible. So again, basically for this assignment, you're supposed to collect 6 quotes. And for every 2 quotes, they should be the same strategy. So again, like I said, just follow that as an example of kind of like how it's going to be. You can label it like patriotism and then put 2 quotes under it, then label like scare tactics and label 2 under that. I gave you the links to pretty much everything that you need right here under resources. So you got the text right there, you have the book right there, and then this is not necessarily your Padlet, this is going to be all the Padlets. So obviously, so far we've only done, I have your guys' period 1 p.m. I got period 1 a.m. from this morning. I also have period 3 a.m. Obviously, I'm going to have all of these done, so you'll technically be able to look at all of the Padlets to give you ideas for quotes. I will tell you that period 1 a.m. has a lot of people. There's close to 20 people in there. So there's quite a bit of different quotes that you can look at to give you ideas. But again, you don't have to be limited to the Padlet. Like I said, it doesn't matter. You can have 2 quotes from Brutus. You could have 2 quotes from Antony. You could have 1 from each in the same paragraph. It doesn't matter who is speaking as long as it's one of those 2 characters. And make sure that they're talking to the citizens too during Acts 3, Scene 2, and like not each other or anything. So, all right. But anyway, so that's basically what you're going to be doing for the rest of the period. I have had a couple of people, not a ton of people, but I've had a couple of people who have finished early. This is going to be due tomorrow night. That way, technically, if you want to, if you get stuck, you can go back to the Padlet tomorrow and see what the other classes have done also. Or maybe if you just want to switch out the quotes, maybe you're like not happy with one of the quotes you picked and want to replace it, that's totally fine too. So anyways, like I said in the overview, I know one of the most difficult parts for a lot of you is finding the evidence to talk about. So that's why I'm doing it this way, to hopefully make it easier on all of you, so that way you guys can find it. So any questions about what you're supposed to be working on? Okay, like I said, this is going to be basically the foundation for what your essay becomes next week. So doing this today is going to be a huge help for you next week. So yeah, just create a new Google Doc, and you guys can work on that. If you don't finish, obviously just get it done by tomorrow night. All right. So I got one person in here who's turned it in so far. So again, all you have to do is have 6 quotes. For every 2 quotes, they again need to be from the same rhetorical strategy. So you should have 3 strategies, 2 quotes per strategy. Like I said, you can look at the Padlet for additional assistance. Again, there will be one more class. There will be the 3rd period PM today, and then 5th and 6th period you'll be able to see tomorrow, but it's due by midnight tomorrow. So again, just make sure all your quotes are done, and you'll be on your way for your essay. So, questions for me? You guys good? If anything comes up, you need help with anything, just send me a reminder and let me know. Okay.